So in this video I've applied my tips, done all my prep, everything like that, applied my clear base. I'm just showing you a nice, quick, simple salon design. So I'm coming in on this nail with a mix that is CJP Mango Tango, pumpkin pie and a super fine glitter. So just apply that at the tip, turn my brush around and fade that down towards the cuticle. And then come back and just neaten up that tip area. Make sure your application's nice and smooth. And then let that set a bit and move on to the next nail. So I'm coming in with the orange colour at the cuticle area. Pushing it right up into that cuticle, obviously making sure you don't touch the skin. And just fading that up towards the tip. Keeping your application nice and thin. And then come in with magenta at the tip. And fade that back into the orange colour. And then really light motion, don't drag into your acrylic too much. So then dip into clear acrylic and then into the orange glitter from the Glitter Fairy Indian Summer Collection. Just using the tip of my brush to push that glitter where I want it. And fade it up and over the pink slightly. And then do the same with the pink glitter from the same collection. Applying over that pink and then just fading it back into the orange. And come back to this little finger, go into birthday suit and pick up a really small bead, applying it in the centre and just fading that up and over the orange. Again, keeping your brush nice and flat, just getting that birthday suit nice and faded. Then come in with a slightly bigger bead at the cuticle, tilting your client's finger down, pushing that up into that cuticle area, getting your brush behind the bead, and then fading the top of that bead up towards the tip. Again, keeping your brush nice and flat. And just keep smoothing that out until you're happy and that you've got a nice seamless blend. And then cap these two nails in crystal glass. So this nail is a marble nail. I'm using the orange mix, magenta, coconut milk, crystal glass and birthday suit. Apply them all nice and wet, get my brush to a nice sharp point and coming in at 90 degrees and just swirl those colours together, dragging them through each other. Again, using the tip of my brush. And then patting any bits out to fill any gaps at the side. Don't pat and play with it too much because you don't want to blend the colours together. And then just keep doing the same technique until you're at your cuticle area. And once I'm happy, I'll then cap in crystal glass. So for this nail, I'm applying magenta at the tip and then turning my brush around and fading that down towards the cuticle area. Again, doing it while it's nice and wet so you get a really nice blend. You're not pulling the colour and dragging it too much. If it dries too much, then it won't fade right. So this nail is a 2-colour ombre, so I'm coming in with magenta at the cuticle area. Just applying that and fading it up towards the tip. Again, making sure that fade is nice and smooth and neat. Really running my brush over it. Adding more if needed. Then apply the orange at the tip. And fading it back into that pink. And it's nice and wet to get a really nice smooth blend. And then you can keep adding little bits if needed to just make that blend as flawless as you can. The beauty of these CJP colours, they're so pigmented that you can work super thin and still get a really gorgeous depth of colour. And come back to this pointer nail. Apply the small bead of birthday suit in the centre and just drag that up. Making sure it's nice and smooth. And then applying your cuticle bead. Again, tilting your client's finger down. Getting your brush behind. And then dragging the top of the bead and fading it up into your pink. You've got a nice, flawless blend. And then cap these 2 nails in crystal glass. On to my usual filing technique using my 100 grit file. Just refine those side walls, making sure they're nice and neat and straight. Refine my free edge and come round, contour round one side wall, around the cuticle area and contour up the other side wall. And then down the barrel of the nail, working from side to side so you don't flatten any areas out too much, you don't want any flat spots. And keep checking down the barrel of the nail to make sure everything's nice and even, there's no more heart on one side than the other, and that your apex is in the right place. And once I'm happy, I'll come in with a white block buffer just to remove any scratches. And because I apply my acrylic quite thin and I'm constantly smoothing that acrylic out, I find that I don't really need to do loads of hand filing. So work on really keeping your acrylic nice and thin and it'll really cut your timings down. Then remove all the dust and wipe over with acetone, and then come in with my Tack free top gloss from CJP. Just apply a nice thin layer to all 5 nails. Cure in my LED lamp for 60 seconds, and once that comes out of the lamp, just make sure you give it a minute to cool before you apply your cuticle oil. And here's your finished look. Thank you for watching, I hope you've enjoyed it.